Welcome to the 10 Minutes Gold Mine, where every book gives you a treasure of knowledge in just 10 minutes. The Art of Happiness by Dalai Lama and Howard Cutler, a friendly summary. Introduction. The Art of Happiness by Dalai Lama and Howard Cutler is a beautiful blend of spiritual wisdom and psychological insight. The Dalai Lama, a revered spiritual leader, shares his teachings on happiness, while psychiatrist Howard Cutler adds scientific perspective and practical advice. Together, they explore what true happiness means, how it can be achieved, and how it affects not just our individual well-being but our connections with others. This book provides a profound roadmap for leading a more joyful, peaceful, and fulfilling life. Part 1. The Nature of Happiness. The first core idea in the art of happiness is the understanding that happiness is the ultimate goal of human life. Many people mistakenly think that happiness comes from external sources such as wealth, status, or material goods. However, the Dalai Lama teaches that while these things can bring temporary pleasure, they do not lead to lasting happiness. In fact, chasing after them often results in frustration and dissatisfaction. True happiness, according to the Dalai Lama, comes from within. He suggests that cultivating a positive mindset and focusing on the things that bring inner peace can lead to a more enduring and fulfilling sense of happiness. The way we perceive and react to life's challenges plays a major role in our emotional well-being. The Dalai Lama stresses that we have control over our thoughts and reactions, and by choosing to respond with mindfulness and compassion, we can improve our overall happiness. Howard Cutler adds to this by explaining how studies in psychology support the Dalai Lama's viewpoint. People who focus on internal growth, mindfulness, and forming meaningful relationships tend to have higher levels of happiness than those who seek external achievements. The connection between mental health and happiness is a major theme throughout the book, and the authors show that happiness is more about our internal approach to life than what happens to us on the outside. Part 2. The Role of Compassion. Compassion is at the heart of the Dalai Lama's teachings on happiness. In this section, he explains how practicing compassion for others, as well as for ourselves, is crucial to achieving true happiness. Compassion isn't just a moral ideal, it's a practical tool for creating emotional balance and harmony in life. The Dalai Lama believes that when we practice compassion, we help others, but we also help ourselves. Compassion creates a sense of interconnectedness with others, which is key to forming strong, meaningful relationships. It's not just about feeling sympathy for others, it's about understanding their pain and offering genuine support. This leads to greater emotional stability and long-term happiness. Cutler's perspective as a psychiatrist highlights the scientific benefits of compassion. Research shows that people who practice compassion have lower levels of stress, improved mental health, and greater overall well-being. Compassion also increases feelings of social connectedness, which is a key contributor to happiness. When we are compassionate, we create stronger bonds with others, and this sense of belonging leads to a happier life. Part 3. Overcoming Suffering and Finding Inner Peace. Suffering is an inevitable part of life, and the Dalai Lama emphasizes that how we deal with suffering significantly impacts our happiness. Rather than trying to avoid suffering, we should embrace it as a natural part of human existence. The Dalai Lama teaches that by transforming our relationship with suffering, we can find inner peace and resilience. In this section, the Dalai Lama shares practical methods for dealing with suffering, including mindfulness and meditation. He explains that mindfulness allows us to step back and observe our thoughts without becoming overwhelmed by them. This detachment gives us the freedom to choose our responses to situations, rather than reacting impulsively or out of habit. By practicing mindfulness, we can cultivate a more balanced approach to life's challenges. Cutler further supports this idea by citing studies that show how people who accept suffering as a natural part of life tend to experience less anxiety and stress. People who view suffering as an opportunity for growth rather than something to avoid have greater emotional resilience. Mindfulness and meditation allow us to develop the mental fortitude to face life's challenges with calm and clarity. Part 4. Happiness in Relationships. The Dalai Lama emphasizes that happiness is not just an individual pursuit but something that thrives in the context of our relationships with others. One of the most important elements of happiness, according to him, is the quality of our connections with those around us. Genuine human connection, built on trust, empathy, and mutual respect, is essential for long-lasting happiness. In this part of the book, the Dalai Lama discusses how we can deepen our relationships by practicing active listening and understanding. By truly paying attention to others and making an effort to understand their emotions, we can foster more meaningful and fulfilling relationships. These connections not only contribute to our happiness but also to the well-being of others. Cutler adds that people who have strong social bonds, whether with family, friends, or community, tend to experience greater happiness, improved health, and emotional stability. The support that comes from these relationships is invaluable, especially during times of stress or difficulty. This section highlights the importance of investing in the people around us as part of our pursuit of happiness. Part 5. Finding Balance and Perspective. The final part of the book focuses on finding balance and maintaining perspective in life. The Dalai Lama teaches that balance is essential for happiness. Whether it's balancing work and rest, pleasure and responsibility, or attachment and detachment, striking the right balance allows us to avoid extremes that can lead to suffering. Balance also applies to how we view life's challenges. The Dalai Lama encourages us to adopt a broad perspective and not get too fixated on temporary setbacks or difficulties. Life is a dynamic and ever-changing process, and by seeing it from a wider perspective, we can avoid becoming overwhelmed by fleeting events. The ability to maintain a balanced perspective, especially in times of hardship, is a crucial skill for achieving long-term happiness. Cutler further emphasizes that moderation is key. By avoiding extremes, whether in work, recreation, or emotional attachment, we can lead a healthier, more fulfilling life. People who cultivate balance and perspective are better able to manage stress, build resilience, and enjoy a greater sense of well-being. Conclusion. Achieving lasting happiness. In conclusion, the art of happiness teaches that true happiness is not something that can be achieved through material wealth or external accomplishments. Instead, it comes from cultivating a mindset rooted in compassion, mindfulness, and balance. Happiness is a journey, not a destination, and it requires consistent effort and reflection. By following the teachings in this book, we can develop a more peaceful and fulfilling approach to life. The Dalai Lama reminds us that happiness is not something we should seek outside of ourselves, but rather within. It's about transforming the way we perceive and react to the world, building compassion for others and ourselves, and finding peace in the face of suffering. With these principles in mind, we can create a deeper, more lasting sense of happiness. What does happiness mean to you, and how can you begin to cultivate more compassion in your life? How do you handle suffering, and what are some ways you can embrace mindfulness and balance in your daily routine? Feel free to share your thoughts and reflections in the comments section. That's it for today's 10 Minutes Gold Mine. If you found value in this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep mining for more golden knowledge. See you in the next one.